Good morning and welcome to What's Going On Here. I'm Bob Venn and standing with me is Dwayne Langlois. We're in the Kimpex building. We mentioned, if you watched the Kimpex show, that we would be back here, and we're in the office of the Woodmen of the World, a fraternal organization of which, Dwayne, you are the area manager?
Yeah, I'm the area manager over this office for the region.
What do you mean region? Tell us about it.
Well, we cover the northwest sector of Vermont at present time, and this portion of New York State up as far as Malone, and probably down in the Keysville area for present time.
All right. I just saw, in looking through one of the brochures here, I saw the big letters WOW. Wow. And you just stay tuned to this show, and you're going to say wow for all the things that the Woodmen are involved with, the things they do for our community, for schools, for family, anti-drug, and all the other things. And we're going to hear about that, and I hope you'll stay tuned. There's some other people in the anti-chamber. We have two rooms here. We're going to go into the anti-chamber and talk to some other people just after we leave here. But before we do that, Dwayne, tell us about Dwayne Langlois. Where are you from, and how'd you get into the Woodmen?
Well, I've been involved with the Woodmen for a number of years. I reside in Isle Vermont. I've been there for 20 years now with my three children now, and my wife. The Woodmen, my involvement has been approximately 8 years at the present time, and it's been a super involvement, believe me. I really enjoy the Woodmen and what they can do for our community and for our families.
What were you doing before you got into the Woodmen?
Well, I worked for Harris for 15 years, right here in this building. This was personnel office.
So you're home now?
I'm home. I'm back home again. It's great. And I do enjoy the work with the Woodmen. It's a super organization.
So this is full time for you?
Oh yeah,
it's a full time job, right?
That's all we're hiring is full time.
After 5 o'clock too?
After 5 o'clock also.
All right. Now listen, Isle Lamont. Now people in this area know what Isle Lamont is. Famous, of course, for the shrine. Do you live near the shrine?
Yeah, I live 3 miles south of the shrine, Bob.
How big is Isle Lamont?
We've got about 300 voters on Isle Lamont. It's about 21 square miles. It's 3.5 miles wide. And
beautiful over there.
Number one.
Okay, so let's just give us an idea now of if your area manager, regional office you have here in the two rooms in the Kimpex building. Mm-hmm. So you rent here from Kimpex?
Yes, I do.
And how many people are you responsible for? How many salesmen, reps do you have out?
At present time, we have Ray Gillis, who resides in Moores, New York, and we have just received our retrained, reclassified gentleman from Omaha, Nebraska, Bill Kirk. He was out there for a week and a half.
And when you say from Omaha, you mean he's back from Omaha. That's that Rouse's point of Bill Kirk, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
His father had the Saxony Hotel that we just had a show on last weekend.
Very, very, very dangerous individual.
He's so people will be happy to see him. And he had a small business in Rouse's Point. I heard they sold that, right?
He was running a restaurant.
Little restaurant that's been changed hands now.
Yep.
All right. Well. It says on this belt buckle I picked up off your desk here, 1890, 1990. We're here to celebrate your 100th anniversary.
Well, that took place June 6th of this year, and that's the period of time that the Woodmen has been in existence, over 100 years now.
Right. Yeah. And it's a fraternal organization.
It is a fraternal organization.
All right, we'll talk more about the fraternal organization when we get in the other room. And
sure.
So are you here during the day, or do you go out yourself?
I am here during the day. I also go out in the evening.
All right, so Woodmen of the World is a fraternal organization. You also have an insurance program.
Yes, we do.
So how do I or anyone else become a member of the Woodmen of the World?
Well, it's quite simple, really, Bob. The membership is acquired through the purchase of life insurance, and the life insurance is actually just the tip of the iceberg. Our fraternal benefits, which you'll see later on, far outweigh the insurance package which we have. That package was also rated number one here a short time ago by Consumers Report.
You know, we're very familiar with Woodmen of the World because we're on Channel 21 up here, hometown cable, and behind that camera is Calvin Castine. And Calvin Castine, as you know, and most of you people out there know, was he an area manager? He was Woodman of the World. He was Mr. Woodman of the World for years when he started out, right?
He was. Well, Calvin, like we were talking earlier, I think Dan Rather ought to tighten up his shoes because Calvin he did a super job with the Woodmen, and now he's doing a heck of a job with Channel 21.
Very, very much so. And back when Calvin started on Channel 21, it was known as Our Hour. I just saw a copy I had home the other day, and that was sponsored by Woodmen of the World, correct?
Right.
Now he's his own sponsor, and so are these people who advertise and are seen on our TV. We're going to take a short break. We're going to go in the other room. We're going to meet some more nice people. They smile as much as this gentleman does right here, see? But we're going to talk to the, what are we going to meet out there?
Well, we're going to meet the state manager. His area is a little bit larger than mine. He covers New York and New England. That is his jurisdiction. And we have seen a great deal of activity since Jim's moved out here from Arkansas.
That's Jim Clough?
Jim Clough, yeah.
Right, and then we're going to meet Ray Gillis.
And we're going to also converse with Bill Kirk.
That young guy that just came back from Omaha, Nebraska, huh?
Yeah.
And he's going to tell us an awful lot of things. He's raring to go, is that right?
He's fighting at the bit right now.
All right, we'll be right back. Look at this fine-looking group you've got here. It says, a century of protection and service, 100 years, 1890, 1990. And where we're standing with Dwayne, we have some more people here. Dwayne, let's start way over here to my right.
Okay, this is Ray Gillis. Ray's from Moores, and he's been with the Woodmen now almost 3 years. This gentleman here is James Clough. He resides in Albany with his family and operates the state office for the Woodmen of the World.
All right, and this is that young man that just came back, right?
That's the one you're going to have to watch. Bill Kirk is fresh out of Omaha, Nebraska. We send our field representatives out there for a week and a half when newly hired. We expect a lot of great things out of Bill, same as we've gotten out of Ray Gillis. So we're really looking to a bright future for the Woodmen.
When things are really looking up, and so am I here for the Woodmen, I'm looking up at Big Bill. Bill, how tall are you?
6'3", Bob.
6'3", all right. And does that mean that you're going to wear some of that shoe leather out and get out there and talk to these people?
Oh,
you're
yes.
Be down to
Certainly am.
6'1", right?
Mm-hmm.
How was the trip to Omaha? You said, right?
Great. The Woodmen treats you very well. It's a very interesting school. I was out there for 10 days and learned a lot about the fraternal side and the protective side of the society.
How long have you been with, did you say?
Just over a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Ever sell insurance before?
No, I haven't.
Ever been in this type of an organization before?
Nope, I haven't. No.
Knights of Columbus?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right.
No.
Well, look here. It says Woodmen of the World, Omaha Woodmen, Life Insurance, Omaha, Nebraska. That's the home office.
That is the home office.
And how
yes.
many, every state in the union, Jim, do you have people?
Yes, we do.
Every state. Now, how many people, for instance, are you his supervisor, so to speak?
We work together.
Oh, no, I didn't want to hear that. Come on, I wish my boss would have said that.
There
He
you
told
go.
me he was my boss. But this is one of the offices that you're in under your wing, so to speak. How many offices do you have like this?
We have 4 district offices right now. We'll be expanding to 6 by the beginning of next year.
I don't understand what you're saying. Are you a district office?
Well, we're district office over in New York and New England, and what we do is we have area managers that cover different territories in the district.
Okay, so you all have 4 area managers,
Right.
You'll be over, so to speak, 4 areas.
We have one up here in Rouse's Point,
Right.
in this territory here, and we have one on Long Island. We currently have one in Albany right now, and we also have one in Connecticut in New England.
Okay, so you're covering this whole New England, New York, as you mentioned, area.
Right.
Now, fraternals. I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus, and we're a fraternal organization.
And I'm a member of the Knights. Ray's a member of the Knights. The Knights of Columbus, like we were talking earlier, Bob, there are approximately 2,400 companies doing business, selling life insurance in the nation today. And out of that 2,400, there are approximately 250 which are fraternal organizations. These fraternal organizations that we speak of, that most of them came along in the latter part of the 1800s. Joseph Cullen Root, the founder of our organization, also founded the Modern Woodmen of America. And I guess there was, I don't know, breakdown of communication or whatnot, but they didn't agree with the board and all this. And he then, in 1890, come along with the Woodmen of the World. And along with him, he brought a whole bunch of fraternal ideas that we see in action today, literally. He did a super job. One of our, I call them friends, is the Knights of Columbus. I've been involved with the Knights now for 25 years, and we do a lot along the fraternal aspect as far as helping community and people and whatnot. So fraternals are pretty good. They give you another dimension besides just having that pure insurance concept.
Exactly, because of the list of things that I've seen that you're involved in, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Now, how you have a club or an organization? What do you call your local group here in Champlain, Rouse?
Well, this is called Lodge 462.
All right, so there's at least 462 lodges.
Oh yeah, they're well in excess of 3,000 at present time
All right.
throughout the nation.
Does that mean the number went based on when they organized?
Pretty much so, yes.
Okay, so you were one of the first ones here back 10, 12 years ago. We first heard of the Woodmen up here?
Well, there is somewhat of an attrition system, too, whereby if a number is dropped,
all right,
then we might replace that number in another area.
Okay.
In Vermont, it's 01. Every state has an 01 lodge, okay?
Now, Plattsburgh is part of this lodge?
Yes, it is.
And how far south do you go?
My responsibility goes roughly around the Keysville, Sable area, somewhere in there.
All right, and how many people, families that were watching this program here, and others, my friends, neighbors, yours, and rest of us, how many people or how many families do you have? A family is one unit up you're talking about?
Well, everything is done on an individual basis. We don't have a basic family plan.
No, but if my wife had an insurance and I have one, you're both members?
Yes.
Or if I have one, is she still a member?
If you have one, she doesn't have one, you're a member and she's not.
That means I can go to a meeting and she can't? I can get away from home?
Something like that.
All right.
We have social events whereby you could bring your wife to it.
Now you have, do you have meetings as a lodge?
Yes, we do.
Where do you hold those?
Well, at present time we have a location up in the Shazy area that has, probably 117 acres. And I don't want to take any steam away from the state manager because he's going to be talking about that piece of land.
Would you have to meet outdoors? I mean, 117 acres, you can spread out pretty well.
We have a lodge.
Oh, you have
there.
a building.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How big is your building? What are we talking about?
Well, that building is, probably roughly 24 by about 30, 35 feet.
Well, you know, there's a lot of news about Woodmen in our local paper. You see that they're giving flags, they're giving awards. There's a magazine I have seen.
Yeah.
I am not a member of the Woodmen at this point.
We'll talk about that.
I bet you will. What about this young man? Maybe he'll talk to me.
He probably will.
He probably will, and he's bigger than I am. All right. What I was wondering is now that at your meetings, right, you have meetings. What do you do at a meeting of this type? Is it you talk about what you're going to do? Do you vote on who's going to get an award? How do you determine who's going to get an award?
The Woodmen is set up much like the Knights of Columbus or a lot of the other fraternal organizations whereby we have a representative form of government. Our meetings are held under the Robert's Rules of Order. Our national meetings are held the same way.
Okay.
Again, when we speak fraternal, we also speak nonprofit. We seek no profit off any part of the operation whatsoever.
But the local people profit from it.
Definitely
with all
do.
of these lists. Now, if I may look at this book I have here, Fraternal Service Report of 1989. I'm going to use this as a guide. Flags presented to schools, community buildings, churches, and parks. Last year, 57,614 across the country.
That's right, Bob.
What about locally, Jim? How many locally? Do you have any idea?
Well, approximately probably over 150 in this territory over the last year.
That have been given out, right?
Yeah.
And is that mostly to organizations and or schools? It says here.
Anything that's nonprofit,
Parks,
Bob. Anything that's nonprofit.
Anything that's nonprofit and get a flag. And are these flags flown over the Capitol or anything like that? These other things? Nothing like
they
that.
aren't.
These are new flags.
These are new flags, yes.
There's a flag behind us. That's not a typical flag you give.
Oh, that's a 5x8 flag. Yeah, we give them away. Free
That
of charge.
big?
Yeah. We have everything from a 2x3 up to a 5x8 flag.
Well, one of the biggest things that the Woodmen are noted for in our area, as far as I know, except for the other, the regular items, is the flags. You hear about the flag giving, and there's pictures in the paper, and Calvin did for years, gave flags. I heard there was a lot of flags given up in the Moores area recently.
Yes, sir. We gave 31 flags to each and every classroom in the Moores Elementary School. That was sponsored by Woodmen in Lodge 462.
Why Moores instead of Rouse's Point Elementary?
They made the request, so we honored it.
Okay, that means that if they request it, you just go ahead and do that like that.
We do these things.
And this is all paid for by the lodge from their one of their
And the lodge
expenses.
and the national organization itself.
Okay. What else can we do, Jim? Permanent record history plaques placed in schools.
Well, we have a history awards program where we go around to local schools on the grade school and high school level and present a history award based on their, outstanding achievement in American history. And the teachers will decide on what kind of awards, who would receive this award. In other words, each year we'll go ahead and present one. Also, we have a permanent plaque that goes into school and has a list of all the names of people who've received those awards.
So this is to an individual rather than the school.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoever is outstanding in American history. Then the other thing we do is we have a plaque that stays in the high school school, and it lists them over a period of years. Like I think it's 15 years.
Okay.
You can place the names.
And this is any school in your area, in the United States, in your area?
Any school that requests this, we have this service available. Now, we're going to expand our services here and put more people to work so we can get around and cover the whole territory.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
And that's the purpose of the area office here.
And you're in the area, one of those people that they're
Yes,
going to
we
make
have-
these calls?
We have serviced the schools in the past from here to Peru, presenting from the elementary level through the high school level, plaques and trophies. We've also distributed in last year over 1,200 American history books, which are used by the schools, and they find them very informative. Because in here is the Constitution of the United States. There's an epitaph on each and every president, including our newest one, Mr. Bush. And we present these free of charge to all of our schools, which they use in their libraries and actually in their history classes. And
Do they go to the actual student or to the school?
They-
To the
Well,
students.
They
huh?
go to both.
Yeah.
The school, some of the schools maintain them in the library for reference. Others have given them out to the students in the class
Okay.
that period.
It seems to me that in conversation with Calvin, when we're going to and from places, and on the way here today, he mentioned some flags in some pretty prominent places. Lake Placid, Olympic time.
Some at Olympic time, each one of the medalists received an American flag from the Woodmen of the World.
Each one of them.
Each one of them. And then one of the other jobs that Kelvin did, he's taken pretty good care of the Woodmen here locally, is he also presented a flag to the Baseball Hall of Fame that flies there. I know for a fact, maybe he wouldn't want this said, but for a fact, I know he made a trip to the Olympic Stadium, presented a flag up there to the Expos. He did it with the New York Mets. They're not non-profit, I don't think. Yankees? I'm sorry.
No Mets fans here.
Well, they're both cellar dwellers anyway. The Patriots handbook that Ray brought up, at present time, last year the Woodmen distributed almost 80,000 of those books throughout this nation. And at present time we have on order 2,500 of them. 850 were presented in Vermont and Grand Isle County.
When you say we have, you mean your area?
Yes.
Your
this
area, right?
Yes, yes.
Vermont, you're covering Vermont and
Vermont
Northern New York.
Northern New York.
All right. And now, are you going to have an area to cover, Bill? Are you going to conflict with Ray?
Well, no, I think there's enough people to service.
Do you both cover the same area?
Basically, I guess there's enough clients to service
Right.
whereupon we wouldn't be conflicting or butting heads.
Okay.
Well, there's over 500,000 people in this territory alone, and Woodman's done studies where 5,000 people over a lifetime of an agent will go ahead and take care of that person's career.
Now, wait a minute. 500,000 in
Dwayne's area right
Yeah.
here.
500,000 people?
500,000.
You don't get to see them very often, do you?
No.
Well, that's why we're putting an area office here and expanding our field force so we can go out and get the Woodmen.
The whole state of Vermont, that's 400,000, I guess.
That's over 500,000.
500,000. You got the whole state.
That's not members, that's potential.
Yeah, potential. I know, but you got the whole state potential.
Yeah.
And then you got Northern New York, which is maybe 80,000,
Oh, it's more than
100,000.
that.
It is
It's
more than that.
Yeah.
And, well, this is new to me. I didn't realize you were talking that big of an area.
Oh,
And how, in your 4 areas, Jim, how many people would you say you've got involved? You said there were 4 different.
There's basically 16 million people who we're trying to service, and right now we currently have about 20 field representatives working full-time with the Woodmen.
You know, I worked selling when I was with Dun & Bradstreet, and they say, go out, and there's a lot of prospects. I said, most of them are not prospects, they're suspects. We take the suspect and we make them into prospects, all right?
That's correct.
All right.
We've got your contract.
You've got my contract. Now, in other words, in order to become a member of the fraternity, of the group, to go to the meetings and be a part of all of this, you have to buy insurance.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
one of the requirements.
That is
because
one prerequisite.
I think in Knights of Columbus, way back when I started, when I was under 25 years old, I had to have at least $1,000 worth of life insurance from the Knights of Columbus. How big are you as an insurance company? Are you one of the big insurance companies?
We're in the nation, we are number 2 as far as the fraternals are concerned. We have
Out of 240?
out of 200, well, yeah, around
240, give or take?
250, yeah. We rank number 2. What we have done in the last 5 years has been remarkable as far as the industry is concerned. We went from a status of about $11 billion of insurance in force to a present of over $24 billion in force. So we've more than doubled in size in a 5-year period.
And the potential is unlimited, I guess, huh?
The potential is unlimited. That's why we're up here expanding the territories right now.
What's the story of why are insurance companies, most of them centered in Omaha, Nebraska? Others I hear about. Is that an insurance center? Do you know? Is this
Pretty
in
much
Hartford,
so.
Connecticut, I guess is another one.
Those are 2 biggies.
Someone decided to do it there. I don't know.
I guess those, you want to stay with things you know together. I guess you've all come in. Well, your facilities here, this is a big room, and what will you use? Will you have meetings here? Or is it...
What I have done is, because of the climate that we live in, I have offered the local lodge, which is 462, to hold their meetings here if they would care to during the course of the winter. We've got some plans at present time for that piece of land that we own in Chazy, which Jim will talk about a little bit
now,
later.
How many members do you have? I don't know if I've asked you that or not yet.
Well, we're over 600 here locally on the New York State side. We're over 400 on the Vermont State side. A lot of them are being at present time serviced by these gentlemen that are here, and we're going to add to that field force in a very short period of time.
So do you offer anything else to the people out there? Do you offer any investment plans of any kind?
Oh, yeah.
Other than insurance?
We have IRAs, we have annuities, which are relative to the industry. We offer a very, very competitive rate, and again, going right back to what we were talking about earlier, we seek no profit from this, only to cover the cost of operation, whereby our cost of operation is extremely low, comparatively speaking, with a lot of the other companies.
So I don't know if this is the proper question. Does that mean your rates accordingly are lower, or are your rates comparable so that the money you make can be used for the things that we see here in the background?
Well, let me fill you in on everything that you see in the background. Back in the early 60s, the Woodmen sold a radio station. They owned in fact, the call letters are still the same today, and it's WOW. I call it Wow Club. Okay. They sold that radio station for approximately $10 million. And at that time, that $10 million was put into a fraternal service fund. At this point, the fraternal service fund has grown to such a portion that we can't begin to use all of the monies that are being generated by that $10 million, which is now in excess of $100 million. And this is why we continue to add on new fraternal programs. I think, Ray, do you have one of the new ones?
I want to remind you, you're watching what's going on here. Bob Venn, and our focus today is the Woodmen of the World, and right here I'm holding in front of me a picture of the headquarters in Omaha, Nebraska, and right here, Joseph Cullen Root, the founder of Woodmen of the World, and as we mentioned before, they many benefits from the Woodmen of the World, and a brand new benefit Ray is going to tell us about.
It's our newborn benefit, Bob, and what it involves is that if you're a 100% Woodmen family, of course, Woodmen has always had the practice of rewarding its members for good things done. And so for 100% Woodmen families, when a newborn baby is born, for the first 6 months, we will guarantee that child $3,000 in life insurance death benefit and the right to purchase it on a permanent level, irregardless of the health of that child, which is a terrific benefit because the mortality rate in America, as you may know, for newborns is one of the highest in the world. So this is a benefit that we do, which is a great benefit for our members that are 100% Woodmen families.
Says it right here. There's the baby. Everyone loves a picture of a baby, you know. A baby is what we're all here for, I guess, and what we all were. And now, officers. Who are the people who are officers in this organization of yours presently, the lodge?
Well, our officers are all on a volunteer basis, of course, because we are a nonprofit. And our president currently is Eleanor Reynolds. Our treasurer is Mary LaValle. We have other officers such as Jim Robbins, Joe LaValle, Sam Castine, Dale Reynolds. And our lodge secretary and jurisdictional officer from our local area here is none other than Calvin Castine. Of course, everyone knows him.
That's where he learned to run the camera, you know. Woodman gave him a course on how to run the camera.
Well, we treat our people well. Yeah. People are good to us, we're good to them. And then, of course, we've had past presidents like Linda Gagnon and many others that have served us well in the past.
You know, one that I've seen and heard about was Patty Hicks. Was Patty Hicks a past president, or was she a representative?
She was the past treasurer or secretary.
National delegate. I know that she was active, and all right, and well, that's not the only benefit. What other benefits can you think of here that you?
Bob, another one of the fraternal benefits that might actually is no extra charge to our. It's just a benefit of being a member of the society. If you were to contract any diseases such as tuberculosis, 6 other forms of cancer such as lung cancer, leukemia, Hodgkin's disease, malignant lymphoma, or multiple myeloma, or brain tumor, the Woodmen will pay you up to $1,000 in out-of-pocket expenses, such as if you had to travel for overnight for treatment or something like that. They'd give you a little bit of money to help with a hotel room or meals or something like that.
That's to any and all members?
Any member, yes.
Any
And
and all
that's free
members.
of charge. That's just one of the benefits.
Another benefit of a health benefit.
I think we also, in fairness, ought to mention in that the person does not have to die from this dreaded disease. Simply contract it and then be treated and hopefully cured with $1,000 to help defray their
All right.
expenses.
We hope that's one that no one ever collects, of course. Orphan care.
Orphan care, if the parents are members of the society, if they, God forbid, if both of them were to die, their children would be taken care of from the ages of 0 to 5. The Woodmen would provide $100 a month for their care, and from the ages of 6 to 15, they would provide $125 a month.
Every month?
Every month per child. And from the ages of 16 through 18, it would be $165 a month. And if the children were to go on to school, higher education such as college, as long as they meet certain educational requirements, they would pay them up to $250 up to 9 months out of the year that they're in, that school's in session, and $165 a month when school's out of session.
Okay, so you're saying that these are more of the benefits. Again,
Yes,
these are benefits you have to be a member for.
Yes.
And if you're going to buy insurance and you want to know more about these benefits, or if you don't want to buy insurance but you want to be sold insurance, talk to either Bill or talk to Ray. Give them a call. You got any telephone numbers, guys? No one's going to write this down, but what's your local number here? 5933-298-5933. Health-wise is a big thing today, the cost. Behind us, we see some more health items. But before we go there, you'll notice just to my left, some arrows, and these are flags or banners. We're going to talk to you more about those a little bit later. There's something about a youth camp, and Jim's going to tell us more about that a little bit later. So stay tuned so you'll hear about the new youth camp that's planned and is coming into our area for children of the members. Now, what are these? We have a cane, there's a walker, a two-handed walker, a single stability walker, and a folding wheelchair, I guess. What's the story on this equipment, Bill?
Anybody that this is through our lodges. Anybody, you don't have to be a member. Anybody that needs these, anybody in the community, the Woodmen will let them use it free of charge.
So you're talking you loan these?
Yes.
Again, anybody at all who needs it. I've been called about where can I get a wheelchair, a walker of some kind. And the idea is to call. Well, here's Dwayne. Dwayne, they call you. Take the mic here. Tell us about those.
Yeah, they give us a call. One of the things that Calvin helped to establish with this wheelchair, walkette, and crutches and whatnot, one of the things that he did is he distributed the well, the whole thing here to the Knights of Columbus and several other organizations locally, and made it available again to the communities and to the membership at no charge. Okay.
They have these there now. You can
They have them
borrow
there now.
It is through the courtesy of Woodmen of the World.
Exactly.
Okay. To the Moore's Knights of Horse Fire Department in Rouse's Point. Moore's and Champlain Fire Department. Knights of Columbus in Champlain and Rouse's Point. Rouse's Point. And so, and these are available to anybody. You don't have to be a member. But again, it's the courtesy, one of the benefits because of having Woodmen in the area. Very, very community-minded people. I know people go to the Legion, our local Legion, have some of these things, and they only have so many. And here's a brand new unit right here, and there are other units out being loaned right now. Is that correct? So if you need something like that, we hope you don't, but someone always does. You don't have to go out and buy it. Call and get, and you can be borrowing this. Another benefit of the
Woodmen of the World.
Wow, for sure. And now another benefit: drugs.
One of the programs we've got, Bob, is that Woodman's sponsoring is Keep Your Family Drug Free. You know, that's one of the problems that we have in society now, and Woodman was looking towards coming up with a program that parents and children can sit down with, okay, and discuss as a family unit. What about drugs? What about alcohol? What kind of problems can we run into? And what we've done is we've sponsored this tape put out by Education Experience, okay, and they have a group that publishes these tapes, and Woodman will purchase them on a local basis and lend them to organizations, lend them to individuals, just whoever wants these tapes. And along with this tape comes a questionnaire that you sit down with your family, okay, and fill out. And it asks you a lot of serious questions like, what do you do together as a family? It's not just about drugs, it's about the family unit, okay, and some of the problems that can arise that would cause problems in that unit with drugs and alcohol and things of that nature. Things about how the family handles stressful situations, how do you react to each other in a particular situation. And what you do is you play this tape. This tape asks you a series of questions, and each individual fills this out, and then you review this questionnaire together, and it's just sort of a
You
prints
each
out.
fill out the questionnaire.
Right.
Some very enlightening questions in here. It makes me think back. I happen to know we make jokes in front of our children that make drinking or drunkenness seem humorous.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It seems like people shouldn't, but I'm sure some people do.
That's right.
TV makes it look humorous sometimes, and comedians, some make a living on it, look like they're drunk. I remember Foster Brooks was very popular because he acted like he was drunk, and it's not very funny.
Or do we, as a family, have a history of alcoholism or drug addiction in the family? Okay, it asks these kind of questions, brings it all out in the open, and when you bring these kind of questions out in the open, see, as a unit, you discuss these things, and the more knowledgeable we feel a family can become about these kind of things that cause drug problems, maybe we can help prevent it a little bit. But Woodman sponsors this. It doesn't cost anything. It's free to any organization. It's free to any family that wants to use and pick up this tape. We'll provide that service for them. So I think that's a very unique program, and of course we can't do enough in today's society right now about handling these kind of problems.
I think maybe in addition to being great for the drug, it might get the family a chance to sit down and discuss one topic, which they do very, very little. If my family was an example, they all got something to do. You're running around, and they say the average person speaks with his child like 15 minutes a week, serious talking. I don't mean like where you're going. I mean serious talking about any subject. 15 minutes a week. It seems terrible. And you're missing the chance. And these questions could bring out conversation. See what your kids think.
Right. As a matter of fact, that's one of the questions on there.
Is that right?
How much quality time do you sit down and talk to your children per week? Okay. So again, we believe that this is the kind of tape. It's not just on drugs. It's on the family unit. What do you do together as a group? And maybe it will help eliminate some of the problems that arise that cause drug-related and alcohol-related type things. Again,
It's not the end of the world, but it's one of the many other benefits that Woodmen of the World provide, and it's a free thing for anybody out there who are members.
Right.
Members only and
No,
their families. No, anybody
group.
In the community.
Any civic,
So
social
you have
organization.
numerous of these on hand.
Right.
Come in and borrow, and you got to get it back within a reasonable time. It's like a library, but Ben Vereen narrates this, and I don't know how long it is. 20 questions.
It's about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes.
30 minutes.
We're going to run it on TV to one of these days, but even get it home to run this tape. But you won't have the forms. You'll get the forms, get it, and talk with your family at home. Maybe you'll bring up other conversations you should be having. It's going to be running as part of our program. And well, I just found out something. Thanks, Calvin. All right. Other things, Ray. Anything else that you want to cover on a local area basis that you can think of we haven't covered? Any of these Woodmen Care matching funds? I guess that's.
Well, matching funds is a program where the main office or Omaha helps to provide the lodge with return on funds for good things we do in the community.
Okay.
So in other words, we may turn around and help a disastered family or some other purpose that we, as a local group, decide to function. Maybe St. Mary's School, for example. And if we were to give X number of dollars, they will match, in retrospect, up to a certain amount, some of those funds back, so that we have more money, again, on the local level to do more and more
Where do
things.
you get the money on a local level that they can match? Where do you get your money from? Dues?
We get it from dues. We get it from, we can do different things to raise funds here. One of the things that we do here almost every year is to provide services to the St. Mary's Bazaar, where we operate booths for them to help them raise money. In turn, we use that as a credit in order to receive matching funds from Omaha, which we use for other fraternal functions.
I knew that. I'm active in that bazaar. I didn't know why or what was going on, but yes, you do. All right. Thank you very much on the basis of our bazaar, which has been going on for 23 years now, and you've been in it for several years doing that. And we thank you as a community and as a school, and this must make you feel very good. How long have you been with Woodmen?
Well, I've been with the Woodmen 5 years now. And, we believe that through the fraternal side of the Woodmen that we can do good in the community and also, help the community out a little bit. In other words, bring people into a social environment, tell them about the Woodmen, teach them about the Woodmen, and also, of course, offer them one of the best insurance programs on the market today.
Okay. We hope that this program and programs like this will make this known to you people out there. And these fine people here today are here for that reason, to tell you what is going on with the Woodmen, what they do good for the community, in addition to making your future better by having insurance, life insurance, or investments of some kind. One of the new things that we're going to talk about, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back, is about the new potential
Youth encampment.
Is it potential, or it's going to happen?
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And
right.
Jim's going to tell us all about it, and he's very excited. We're going to try and keep the excitement for the next minute with him. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, please. What's going on here? Bob Venn, our guests, Bill Kirk, Dwayne Langlois, Ray Gillis, and of course, right here, Jim Clough. He's the
District manager.
District manager. I nearly said area. District manager. I nearly demoted him. But he'll be right back, and he'll take care of me when we get right back. Stand by. Welcome back to What's Going On here. We're visiting with the Woodmen of the world, and we're with the big cheeses here. That's what these guys are. And we're talking to the area manager before we get back to Jim. We're going to talk to, you had a couple of things you wanted to mention about things that have happened that you'd like to...
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to bring up, Bob, if a family would like, when they are viewing the film, Keep Your Family Drug-Free, we will furnish the forms. You can do that by either calling 298-5933 or just drop us a line at 100 Walnut Street, and it's Post Office Box 586.
Wait, but where's that?
Champlain, New York.
Oh, Walnut. Oh, that's right. We're in
Sure.
Walnut Street.
Yeah.
I thought that was the St. Albans number.
We might have to review your contract on this.
All right. Now, there was something else you wanted to bring up. We talked about.
One of the things that we haven't overlooked, because it is part of our fraternal program, each year we have in the past recognized the Conservation Award in the area, the Citizen of the Year Award in the area, and also the Lifesaver Award in the area. Some of the people that have received the Citizenship of the Year Award have been, the first one I believe was Dr. Southwick, and then Peg Barcombe was one of the latter ones to receive that award. There have been numerous others in between those two, but I haven't compiled that list at this point.
Right.
The other one is the Conservation Award. They're both people from Ross's Point. One was Pete LaFountain, a local barber, and the other one was Ed Trombley, a past president of the Woodmen of the World. And the Lifesaver Award, they've gone to a numerous group of people. I'll just mention a few of them. Number one was a state policeman, John Burtz from Ross's Point. Another one was Joey Paquette, who is a North Hero, Vermont resident. Others have been Bob Clark, who is a Shazy resident, and the other one is a Jim Lynch, which is also a Shazy resident. These plaques were given naturally for life-saving performances.
And some of those have made the papers, and some of them have made local TV. I think Peg Barcombs was on one of the programs, and she got it at the in the town building. Is that right, Calvin? I think the town meeting in Champlain, she got it, right? Okay. Any other awards like that you want to talk about? We're going to be going to where the weather isn't quite so warm on this snowy morning here. The snow left over from last night. But before we do, I want to talk to Jim. And with Jim, we're going to go where?
To Shazy, and that's the site of the 462 Lodge building and facility out there. And what we're going to talk about is an exciting thing that's transpired here over the last couple of months that the local lodge here has decided to do for a jurisdiction, and it's probably going to be our largest jurisdictional project that Woodman's ever been involved with in this region. So,
all right, well, tell us what that is. What's going to happen?
What we're in the process of doing right now is forming a youth corporation. And one of the paternal benefits when you become a member of the Woodmen as a child is you're eligible to become part in our youth programs. And our youth programs are on a local level and on a state level. On the local level, there's youth programs where you can take part in the local youth lodge, where they'll do things like take the kids to the ball games, do fundraisers, sponsor sports activities, and things of that nature. And then these local youth lodges meet once a year at an encampment where they'll participate in a statewide program where they'll go ahead and compete in things like archery, target shooting, volleyball, basketball, a lot of competitions where we give ribbons and trophies. And not only that, sort of incorporate the Woodmen program to the youth, and then the youth, of course, are going to be the future of the Woodmen. So,
and that'll be at this youth camp?
That's at this youth encampment. We're in the process right now of establishing and building a brand new one in this territory, in this region right here.
How expensive is that going to be for these young people?
The camp itself is free. All you have to do is become a member of the Woodmen, and as a child, and that makes you eligible to attend our youth camps. It's totally subsidized by the home office and the jurisdiction. In other words, you sign up and you get to go.
You go and you go home that night?
Right. No, you get to spend a week at this encampment. Right.
And at no charge?
At no charge.
How old can I be? I mean, how old can a child be?
Ages. Well, we're also going to have an encampment for seniors too. So, okay.
Well, if I ever get to be a senior,
that's right. Well, that'll be 20 years or so.
All right.
But ages 8 to 15 take part in our youth program. Okay, and then ages 15 to 20 we call them junior campers, and we use those people as counselors and also adults to supervise the encampment. But Woodman puts a staff there. All the meals, all the lodging, everything's totally subsidized by the Woodmen.
How many people will attend a camp in a week's period? I mean, would you say?
Usually, we're going to try to keep it down to about 100, 150 per week. Right, and we will hope to have at least 3 to 4 weeks worth of encampment so we can handle 600 to 700 children.
And they'd be coming from this whole area you talked about, New York, Vermont, New England,
right,
Connecticut, yeah? Right,
well, we've got a gentleman by the name of Andy Spear who's from this area right now that's an area manager in Connecticut, okay, and he has a group down there. We also have a gentleman by the name of Charlie Hirsch on Long Island, and he'll have a group that'll be involved bringing kids to camp. We've got a lady by the name of Lou Rollins, who's an area manager in Albany, and she'll also have a group to bring to camp. We've got a group out in Buffalo right now that we don't have an area manager, but we have some representatives out there that will bring a group to camp. And, of course, the local people right here will take full advantage of that encampment, I'm sure.
Now, you mentioned there are 4 area managers in your district.
Right.
And I think you just named one. But who are those 4 again? Dwayne is one.
Right. Those were the people, Andy Spear in Connecticut,
Andy Spear.
Lou Rollins in Albany, and Charlie Hirsch on Long Island.
Okay, those are your 4. All right. And so we're going to leave this nice warm facility here at Kimpex.
I'd just like to add one thing, Bob. I guess one of the things that really spins my wheels about this youth encampment deal is that Jim came up out of Arkansas, and he was the principal hub that put a youth program and an encampment in the Arkansas area. We've got a man that's been dusted off once, and is looking to get it dusted again. So we've got the quality. All we need is the children.
Well, now, you know, when I say I'm spinning my wheels, that means I'm going no place. When you use spinning your wheels, it sounds like you're excited.
You've got that. for
Is that the
sure.
way it is?
Yes. It'll do a tremendous job for youth.
Okay, we're going to leave, as I say, this facility now where it's nice and warm, and we're going to go outside where the temperature is about 30, 32 degrees, and we're going to go up to Shazy, to the lodge where the heat is not on, by the way, and we're going to be outside. We're going to look at some of this territory out there. And are we all going, gentlemen? Everybody going to be going here?
We're all going.
Okay, we're talking again. Remind you, we're at the Kimpex building, but more importantly, we're in the chambers of the Woodmen of the World, brand new office here, right? How old?
Yes. Just about a month old.
Month
now.
old here. One of the 28 companies in this Kimpex complex. And Kimpex complex, I think I said that the other day. That sounds real good. And there are 202 people included here working, including Dwayne. He's one of the 202. We'll be right back, but we'll be in a different location. We'll be in Shazy, New York. So stay tuned. They're nice people there, too. Hi, what's going on here? I'm Bob Venn, and we're looking at a picture of the Kimpex building, the former Harris building, and we're standing with Bob Morgan. And we're here because we just completed a tour that they sponsored, and we're going to show you the people who are now using these facilities. There's 28 companies and 202 employees, Bob.
That's correct.
So tune in this coming Sunday night at 5, 8, 1 a.m. the following morning, and Monday morning at 9 a.m. Any of those 4 times, you can watch the complete show. What's going on here? Kimpex Tour. You'll hear from Bob. Thanks for watching. These 3 people shivering out here, part of the Woodmen of the World here with what's going on here. Bob Venn, Jim Clough, and Dwayne Langlois. And we're standing in front of the W. Perry Loftus Hall, Woodmen of the World Lodge 462. Why W. Perry Loftus?
He is the former state manager. He just retired the early part of this year, and Jim Clough, as you know, took over from Mr. Loftus, and at the time it was a tribute to him to name the lodge.
So the new sign will go right over the top and say Jim Loftus Hall.
No. Woodmen of the World Youth Corporation.
Right. That's what we're here for, to talk about the Youth Corporation. Tell us what's going to happen.
Well, basically what's going on right now is one of the main benefits for youth with the Woodmen of the World is our youth programs. And what happens, we talked a little bit about when a child becomes a member of the Woodmen, they're eligible to take part in those youth programs. And another thing is the encampments. We have summer encampments every year. Well, what's happened is 462 has initiated a camp drive where they've donated this land to the Youth Corporation, and the jurisdiction and the home office is going to fund a project where we're going to build an encampment here. We're going to have facilities that can hold about 150 kids. We're going to have baseball fields. We're going to have basketball courts, things of that nature where kids can come up from all over the New York State and New England jurisdiction and have a week-long encampment here.
What kind of an investment are you talking about? Baseball fields and all that?
Well, initially, you're probably talking about, when you talk about the appraisal of the land and the buildings we're going to put up here, you're talking way in excess of $100,000 just to get it off the ground. And then thousands of dollars through the years as we incorporate and get this thing bigger and better.
You're going to have to cut trees back there? Are there open areas in back here that you can build a baseball field?
We've got some land that's cleared right now, and basically we've got some local contractors who've agreed to come in here, and a lot of this is going to be donated from this community right here, and the community's behind us 100%. And they're going to come in and you know, some dozier work and contract work and things of that nature, and it's a true fraternal project. They're going to get together, and a lot of this stuff's going to be donated.
When you say community, you don't mean the community of Shazy, you mean your lodge area.
The
community for the lodge you're talking about.
Right.
And how many acres? 100 and...
Well, roughly 110, 117, something of that nature.
That's a big area. That's an average farm, huh? And is it all usable type? Is it swampy back in there, or is it dry?
Well, some of it is, and one of the things that we're going to try to do here as we build the encampment is put a sort of like a nature reserve out here. We've got Ducks Unlimited right now talking to us about coming in here and developing some of the wetlands as you know, and they come in and build a project and get the land to where it's usable and maintain the natural wetlands. So
You're talking Ed Trombley again, right? He's in that Ducks Unlimited, I think.
he is
he's
involved
active
in
in that.
that.
Now,
One of the other people involved in that Ducks Unlimited too is Sherb House, who is a member of the Woodmen. Plus,
Okay.
he's involved with Ducks
when
Unlimited.
I think of camp, I think of swimming. Is there any water on this property?
there's no water per se, and because of the nature of the climate here in the wintertime, and we're only going to be using it during the summertime. We'll be back here in August, by the way.
Okay. Next time we're talking August.
We don't plan on having any swimming here initially, but eventually we'll probably have an Olympic-sized swimming pool where the kids
that
can
right?
swim.
Yeah.
But you're talking, we got to get this thing off the ground and get it incorporated, and the facilities will be added on to every year.
Maybe we can look around the side and see any more of the property here. Stand by just a minute. We'll be right back. I just said there's no water on the property. Look at the it's been raining a lot. Of course, there is some dampness right in here. We're up on the hill, and we just were commenting as we were walking over here that Joe LaValle had started out with this wood.
He's played a key. He's put in a lot of input as far as DU is concerned, coming in here and doing something with the wetlands that are located in here at present time.
People love to talk with abbreviations. Now, DU, it's got to mean Ducks Unlimited. But see, I didn't know that. I just guessed it because we just talked. Did you know what DU was?
Now I do.
I thought it meant don't understand, and that's exactly what I was doing back there. Okay, this is some of the open land in back of here you can see. And it goes back. You own all the way up to the...
No, portions of this, the wooded area that you see up here is owned by the Minor Institute.
Okay.
They break our land in a couple areas along the
So you own
main
on
road.
both sides of them?
That or they own both sides of us.
All
or
right.
the other.
Now, where did you get this land? How did this land come into your possession?
Well, we acquired the land approximately 15 years ago. It was purchased at that time. The local lodge purchased the land through a local landowner, and we gave them the right to continue to take crops off the land. We still have the agreement to this point.
So there are crops.
There
on
was
some
at
of the
one
land. There
time.
was at one
I
time.
don't know if it's still done at present time.
Right. Now this is the lodge building here.
Right. Exactly.
And then your buildings will be located where? Will they be back further?
They're going to be up towards the road that leads into this area, the one that comes past the Minor Institute.
Okay. All right. So you'll be.
And much higher land.
It won't be down this same road.
No.
Oh,
This property right here will probably be used for storage and things of that nature. Get it away from
Oh,
the
okay.
encampment itself and where the kids will be playing and everything
Right.
like that.
So there'll be big buildings. You're going to have place to sleep for 150
You're
people.
probably talking 50 to 125 foot to start with, fully contained for sleeping facilities, kitchen facilities, dining hall facilities, and to be expanded upon once we get it established and get it off the ground.
How soon do you figure people will be sleeping here in this camp?
We're looking to get it going by next summer. Now that's a target date, but it all depends on how soon the jurisdiction gets on board and supports the program. The home office will subsidize us based on the whole jurisdiction, all the lodges in the jurisdiction supporting this program.
We realize that you don't always meet targets. We were going to meet you here in 5 minutes. If you remember, we were going to be 5 minutes behind you. We missed that target if he's got the time on that clock,
just
right?
Just a little bit. That's why I said I'll be back here in August.
That's right.
When it warms up.
All right. Is there anything else you want to cover out here, gentlemen, or Calvin? We're going to go to the other location. Can you see it up on the road? Maybe we can see where it's physically. Will you be able to see it from the road when you go by? Where's it will be.
Definitely.
It will be. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on the, what's that called, road called? That's the Ridge Road, extension of the Ridge Road. It goes from the minor school area out toward West Shazy area. Okay, we're on the Dupree Road right now, a dead-end road, the Dupree Road. It's a dirt road, and not very heavily traveled today.
No, not at all. Not at all. They're waiting till August also.
And there'll be no swimming today. We're going to be right back. Bob Venn with what's going on here. We want to remind you that you're watching a show about the Woodmen of the world. We're going to go to another location. We'll be right back again. Stay tuned, and thanks much for tuning in to this program tonight and every Sunday night. And keep watching, and if you got any ideas, give myself a call on it or call Calvin. You can always call Calvin. He likes phone calls. Thanks a lot. What's going on here? Bob Venn on the rocks. You got it right here. You're standing on this pile of rocks in front of the W. Perry Loftus Hall Woodmen of the World Lodge, and that's what we're talking about this coming Sunday. The Woodmen of the World, the fraternal organization that is so well known up in our area. Tune in this coming Sunday night, and we'll talk to these four fine gentlemen, all members and high up in the order of the Woodmen of the World. Look at this man. He's the one that smiles. He's the way up. He's the district manager. He's here to tell us about the Woodmen, and so tune in Sunday night, this coming Sunday night. That's at 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 1 a.m., and 9 on Monday morning. Every Sunday, watch for what's going on here. I'm Bob Venn, and I thank you much for watching our show. Feel like a true woodsman right now, right here in the middle of the woods. They're very small in this area, but we're at the location. There's a small road that comes down through here on this side of the property, which is on the Ridge Road, Dwayne. And in behind us is the future location for the camp, right? Or at least the buildings.
Yep.
I don't know if Calvin can see around. It's all wooded land, and you're going to do what now? You'll be leveling off. That is level. You'll be filling in or something?
Well, we'll have to do a little bit of leveling and filling in both.
And all the buildings will be in that clearing down below.
Well, we'll have buildings. We're going to have, like Jim was saying earlier, a full entourage here. We'll have ball fields and
right.
The building in itself. It's going to be a nice layout when it's completed.
And it'll be right close to the road, proximity to the road, right?
Yes.
And people can come and watch.
Yep.
And it'll be great. Okay, now see what we can come up with on this now. This property, the local lodge, 462 owns. And you're going to donate some of it to this youth encampment.
Right.
How much are you going to donate?
All of it.
All of it.
It's
all going to
the other building, the whole thing.
Everything.
462 is really initiated this project by donating a piece of property with an appraised value of $50,000. So you can see where we'll be well into hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time we get done building the facility. And being located right here on Ridge Road, we'll have a sign and a fence saying this is Woodmen the World Youth Corporation, and I'm sure all local people around
Right.
KZ and
Yes.
Rouse's Point will want to take part in this encampment. So
I'm sure. Now, how many of these do you have in the East now? Do you have many?
in New York and New England, this will be the first one built here, but we have some in the other Woodmen states, Pennsylvania and Maryland, and right on down the coast.
Well patronized and
Oh, yes.
well accepted, huh?
Well, see, I've come up here from Arkansas, and we had roughly 900 children go to camp last year in Arkansas.
A lot of it going on.
Lot of
All right, so what's happening now? They will take over the land. There'll be a formal change of deeds to the youth group.
We're incorporating this as a nonprofit organization, okay, which will change the tax status of the land and whatnot. And this is all taking place through the hard labors of Jim Clough here. And also, you can't miss out. You can't let it go loose, that's for sure. The good people of Lodge 462
Absolutely.
really gotten this thing off the ground.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work on this
Yeah.
law over the
Yeah.
years, right? A lot of time and
The membership has done it.
an awful lot. And then the other lodges in this Northeast,
Right.
or the New England and New York, will donate some toward this too in
Right.
cash. Will you be donating cash? Or this is your contribution, is the land.
No,
And the work?
the local people will be also funding this project, the same as all of the other lodges throughout the jurisdiction, and that'll be through a certain specified amount, which has been agreed upon by most of the lodges throughout the jurisdiction at this point, of 25 cents per member to help supplement.
Okay. What will you do for a lodge hall later? Then will you come meet here? What would you do
Well,
if you have a picnic like you have? Will you be meeting on the facility?
That's the beauty of the facility. Not only will it be used for the youth throughout the jurisdiction, but the lodge members in 462 will have the use of the building the same as Lodge 1 or any other lodge that might want to have a picnic here as far as that goes. It is something that will be used throughout the whole jurisdiction, we hope.
Any comments about it, right?
No, I just think it's a thing that's going to enhance the membership and improve the visibility of Woodmen here in the New England area, because certainly it's going to give benefits to families as well as our
It'll be
youth.
something for you to talk about when you're out
And-
there looking for new members,
And
right?
the fact that it's free to the youth membership and to the families, because eventually after the youth portion is completed, we will be expanding to do things for the adult membership as well.
And you as a brand new member here, brand new.
I think it's a great,
Uh-huh.
great idea, and it'll be good for the community, the children community, as well as the parents of the children. And I think it's kind of a unique thing that, like I said, will help the community quite a bit.
Right, and you're looking forward to this, obviously.
Well, yeah, one thing that's we haven't really mentioned is that once this facility is built and in place, it'll be an encampment that'll be used maybe 1 to 2 months a year by the Woodmen. It'll be available to church groups. We as the Woodmen organization is going to make it available to the community to be used by other organizations. See, and that's one of the beauties of putting an encampment like this together.
Well, any of you people out there, if you're not members of the Woodmen, you hear what he's saying. Tell these fine people what you think about this projected camp, and if you are able to contribute any time, or you want to contribute any money, even if you're not a Woodman, anything, you'd accept that, would you?
Absolutely.
Because it's going to be used for the community, and maybe there'll be a plaque up saying you come up here with your bulldozer, or you come up here and you move some rocks, or whatever you did. If you've got any comments on this, talk to any one of these three fine gentlemen who are here, or drop a note to this man. He'll give you his address. Call 5933-298-5933. Get Jim's address and write him a note and say that's a great idea you've got coming from Arkansas. And here you're bringing the Arkansas camps into New York State and all of New England.
That's right.
Correct?
That's what the Woodmen's trying to do.
Okay, we're going to close it out here now. We hope you've enjoyed this show on the Woodmen of the World. We hope you know more about them than you did when we started. I know I do. And I want to thank Bill on the end. Why don't we tell him your own names?
Bill Kirk.
Bill Kirk. Rouse this point.
Jim Clough, out of Albany.
Dwayne Langlois out of Ilamont.
Ray Gillis out of Morris Forks.
Calvin Castine behind the camera. Woodmen of the World for many years. Bob Venn here with the mic. And we want to thank these gentlemen for being with us on this day that started off warmer inside. It's cool right now. The sun was out a minute ago. They just left us. Is there anything else that any of you four want to say before we say goodbye for the final time?
Not offhand. We're just looking forward to the future, that's all.
Great.
We'd like to thank those that have contributed to our future project already, and of course welcome those that will do so in the future.
Okay, Bill?
I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if there's anything, any of you want to donate time or equipment, anything like that, it'd be greatly appreciated.
And if you want to become a member, talk to either you or Ray.
Yes.
All right.
Well, Bob, I'd like to thank you and Calvin and Hometown Cable for coming and talking to us and letting us, spread the word about the Woodmen and what we are and what we're all about. We just really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And all you Woodmen out there, congratulations on this great youth camp that's going to be coming on for yourselves and then for the whole community. And I'm sure the youth who are 15 years old right now or 17 say get that built real quick so we can get use of it before we're getting too old, right?
Right.
Thank you very much for watching Hometown Cable. Remember, every Sunday night, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 1 a.m. on Monday, and 9 a.m. on Monday morning. It's the same show 4 times. Tune in. I think you'll enjoy some of the shows if you don't enjoy them all. I enjoy working here with Calvin. And every night there's a show on Hometown Cable at the same hours, 5, 8, 1 a.m. and 9 a.m. A lot of sports, a lot of town meetings, school board meetings, anything of importance, you watch it. It'll be on camera because of the efforts of Sam and Calvin Castine and some others. Thanks much for watching, and your comments are very much appreciated. Hi, I'm Bob Venn, and I'm here to tell you today that about 5 months ago, an event took place here in the Northern Tier that has touched the hearts of all the people in the northern part of the county and throughout the county, and that's the story of little Alex Hogel that's now on the camera. He was diagnosed as having a very rare case of I can't how do you pronounce it?
Neuroblastoma.
Neuroblastoma cancer, and as a result of that, a lot of things have taken place to help little Alex and his family. And I have standing here with me Jim Tierney. And who do we have with us, Jim?
Well, we have Danielle Rose. That's Alex's cousin. In fact, she was born the same day that Alex got diagnosed. So
all right.
It's kind of a...
All right. We want to explain that Alex's mother and this baby's mother are sisters, so that the Hogels and the Tierneys are in-laws. And at that time, because of the seriousness and the large expenses and the concern of the people locally, you decided, Jim, to try to do something to help little Alex.
Well, what happened was there was a group of us, some relatives and friends. They you know, it's kind of like, what can you do to help? And we got together and we got talked to some of the businesses, and they were all for it. We put some canisters out, and we started like that. The next couple days, you know, in the first part of June, we started collecting money, and then it just steamrolled from there.
And I understand, I've heard rumors that these pictures, some Canadian man who heard about these canisters and saw them, can you give me the story on that?
Well, a friend of mine at Bowles, in fact, he's coming down here and he's going to bring me 64 people for Alex's tournament, and they're going to bowl 2 shifts. His name is Richard Kamensky. We call him Ski. He works for a printing outfit in Montreal, and he told me, he says, because I started putting, you know, just photocopying pictures and putting them on there. He said to me, he says, I'll get you some posters, he said, and these are what he got me, and I'm sure that if you see them out, there's something that's a real nice work.
Yeah, are they mainly in the northern tier? Are they in Plattsburgh at all?
They are in Plattsburgh. Yep. We've had some group of people call me up from Plattsburgh, expressed interest in putting canisters out or doing something, and we've got stuff in Plattsburgh also.
All right, have you any idea how much the canisters have raised over since June?
I would say probably maybe the canisters have raised pretty close to maybe like $4,000 or $5,000 anyway.
All right, there has been several other events. One was a flea market here.
Yeah. Pauline Roberts and her daughter-in-law Lisa decided to have a yard sale. It started out, she was talking about it in Plattsburgh to some lady, and the lady said, I seen the picture of little Alex, she says, and she was having a yard sale. And she said, you take a truck and come in and you can have everything here and start going. And she started from there, where people just kept bringing stuff here. The day of the yard sale, when the doors opened at 9 o'clock, the place was packed. It was an amazing event.
We're at the Bowl Mart, the noise in the background. We're at the Bowl Mart. That's where Jim is working here today, and he's babysitting. So we have an extra patient here. Patient, I should say, a little help here, right? And I understand they raised just under $3,000.
Yeah, it was like 28. Well, it was about 2,900, and there was still some other items that were going to be sold, or that people were going to buy eventually, because
Right.
there was a lot of stuff left over, and that stuff went to the mission centers, went to some of the centers in Plattsburgh in order, because that was the deal.
Right.
It wasn't going to be kept to sell anywhere else.
Right. We want to thank you people who came to that sale, and we want to thank you those who donated. It was a tremendous big sale. There also was a jamboree, I understand,
Yep,
benefit of Alex.
That's it. Kenny Rodman, the guy from WLFE, got a poster was brought to him, and he just said he had something to do. So him and this Conrad Samuels band decided that they were going to have a jamboree at the pavilion down here, and they raised around $1,500 doing that. And we thank Victor Castine and all the group down there. They put on a great show, and all the bands that participated. We had some bands that weren't even scheduled to play that came in that day asking if they had room, and it was broadcast over WLFE. In fact, Kenny Rodman was right there on the spot.
And I was talking to Bill the other evening, and the dad, and he told me that one night a Canadian car stopped at the house while his mother-in-law or mother was babysitting, and came to the door and left $100 without any name.
Yeah, well, that was, when it was put in the paper the first part of June there, they had a picture of Alex, and it's my post office box in Champlain. That's where it originated, so I said, well, it doesn't matter, it's a post office box anywhere. And 2 days later, when I went to check the mail, they couldn't fit another piece of a letter in there. And the one that kind of touched me the most, I think, was there was two $1 bills wrapped in an envelope, and it was from Port Henry, and there was nothing on it, just two $1 bills. And that probably, whoever sent that probably meant more to them as it does, any kind of $100 or $200 to somebody else. But I just was.
Well, this past Friday, a very great event happened in Champlain, because Santa Claus and one of his reindeers came to visit little Alex and his sister Marlena, and on Moore Street in Champlain, 14 Moore Street. And I was at a function over at the Kimpex building with Calvin. We were doing a What's Going On Here, and I left in the middle of the show. We went over and I videoed, and we're going to show you some of those right following this interview of early Christmas for little Alex and his sister, with Santa Claus appearing, and what a great afternoon that was for him. And that came about, I understand, with Larry Paola and some of the teachers from the Moores building.
Yeah, I believe that the teachers collected money from I think it's all 3 schools, from what I understand, and they went out and bought gifts.
Oh, yeah.
And had them, have Santa delivered them right to Alex, and Santa came down right from the North Pole with a reindeer. He was he was well equipped.
He is also, as we mentioned in the tape, he helped to open those gifts with Alec, and Alex fed the reindeer, and what we're saying, Larry Paola was instrumental in, I guess, in starting this over in Champlain, and all the teachers in the district got together and put a lot of money into these 4 full bags of Christmas gifts. And this is going to be a doubles tournament on the 17th and 18th, the 24th and 25th, benefit of the Alex Hogel Fund.
Yeah.
Where does the money come? How do they donate?
All right, what happened? And each doubles team will be paying $18 to participate in the tournament, and part of that money will go towards prize money, and part will go towards bowling, and then some of it will be going towards donations to Alex itself. Plus, I've been talking to some of the local merchants in the area, and they've offered to donate some prizes, and I'm going to sell tickets for $1 a piece to the bowlers, and then we'll have like 3 or 4 drawings each squad and give out awards like that. So that'll probably bring in some more money.
Are you full? Are you filled up?
No, we only have 1 squad filled. That's the 25th and at noon and 3, and that's the same gentleman that made the posters as we were talking about. He's bringing down 64 bowlers. I'm going to bowl 2 squads.
Okay, this is going to be shown before that. If you need any bowlers out there, don't you tell people how they can contact you and get in on the thing?
If it's open to any doubles, 2 men, 2 ladies, a mixed set. It's handicap. Anybody's got the same chance. Even if you're not a bowler, you get a regular. We'll give you an average, and you'll get handicap. If you like to come down, we have squads on Saturday at 2:30 and 8:45. And Sunday we have them at noon and 3 on the 18th, and noon, 3, and 6 on the 25th. So if you just call me at 297-6106, and we'll be happy to put you team in, or if you like looking for a partner, we'll try to find you one.
Now remember, even if you're not the best bowler in the world, I bet you're a real good parent. You love children like everybody else. It's for the benefit of Alex Hogel and his family, and it's going to be the Alex Hogel combo doubles tournament, the 17th, 18th, the 24th, and 25th. And just before we close out and go into our pictures of Santa Claus, you wanted to make some thanks, you said.
Yeah, well, basically, like people in the area, a lot of the merchants putting, canisters out, and I'd like to thank the people themselves for putting the money in the canisters. I mean, from the little kid that threw the dime or quarter in the canister to the person that put the $5, $10 bill. And also, some of the other organizations in the area have given money, all like the Knights of Columbus, the American Legion, over in Alberg, the bingo collected $500 out of a game, and they sent it over. St. Mary's, the church had collections. The Rouse's Point Softball Club, all the bowling clubs around here. All these little different things, and it's even come from Plattsburgh, and even up in so we've had some from Canada and stuff. So I'd like, I'm going to leave people out. There's no question about it. But
right.
But thank everyone. Even all the media that's helped. Had built this up for us. To help us out.
Yeah, we understand also that St. Mary's had a collection in school for them also. There's been prayers from the various churches. We want to thank all those who have prayed. Continue to pray. The latest story on Alex, as I understand it, is that there's been some new diagnosis made. And he's been back in the hospital, and right now he's over in Burlington undergoing some new treatment.
Yep, he's getting a new kind of, they call protocol chemotherapy to help slow down his the cancer now, and hopefully it'll help turn things around, or help Alex to at least help him out.
Right.
I know that Lynn was saying that he likes cards, so if anybody like to send him a card or something, to Alex Hogel, 14 Moore Street, Champlain. He likes to receive mail, and that's what he's been. He's like any other kid. He's pretty excited.
Right. Fill up his mailbox out there, and watch Santa Claus with the gifts for Alex Hogel. Thank you very much, Jim, and your daughter. And this is Bob Venn, and we're at the Bowl Mart, and we'll continue now with the Santa Claus. And thanks very much, and let's keep Alex and his family in our prayers, and all the other children who are sick in the area. And thanks very much to Hometown Cable for bringing this to you to let you know how our little Alex fun and how Alex is doing. Thanks very much, Jim.
Thank you, Bob.
Pleasure.
Yep.
You've been watching the visit of Santa Claus with Alex Hogel and his sister on Moore Street over the last 15 to 20 minutes. And if you didn't get a chance to tune in the show when it started, we were talking before that show with Jim Tierney, the chairman of the Alex Hogel Fund, who originated it and got things going. And if you didn't see it back then, we aren't going to tell you all about it now, but we're going to tell you to watch the next show at 8 o'clock or tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And you'll find out how it started and how things are working. Thanks very much for watching Hometown Cable. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Bob.
Tell them the situation and say, hey, listen.
We have Santa Claus is here to see Alex Hogel and Eleni, and the reindeer is also here. It's a little before 2 o'clock. But what a nice surprise.
Good Christmas card for you.
I adore it.
Okay, where are you?
David has them.
Huh? You want to hold it?
And Jimmy has mine. And he want to open it.
Ah, trying to open up your Christmas present? Okay, grab one.
What's that, lady? What is that, huh?
Merry Christmas to Alex and Eleni.
Merry Christmas! Okay, you'll be able to see in a second. You'll be able to take some pictures too. And there. Oh my goodness. What Santa's got.
Santa's coming with a whole basket.
Wow, Jimmy Peter.
Look at that.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to Alex and Eleni.
They're ready.
Early, look at the toys.
You think he's hungry? Oh my goodness. Pepe's helping Santa with some more? Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got, Ernie.
Look at the toys that are here for little Alex Hogel and his sister Eleni. An early Christmas. And Eleni's all taken up with, we don't know if that's Rudolph or who that one is. We don't see any red nose, so that may not be Rudolph. But you see Rudolph's driver is with him. Maybe that's Nixon or Blixen.
No, overtime. You ever got to take him for New York State? No. That's what he goes, oh, okay. He didn't ask me that. He lives on that. Yeah, he does. It's the same guy who got me home.
All kinds of toys.
Oh, I love it.
Open it up.
I couldn't find it.
Right here.
Oh.
I know it.
What is it?
I think cars.
They sure are. Look at all the cars you got. And a dump truck. Look at them all. And another dump truck.
Wow.
Baby. Okay, you start on that side. Lynn, why don't you just grab the garbage?
Full. Lainey, come here, honey.
What's this? Yours. You got one too now, don't you?
Cabbage patch.
Hey, a cabbage.
All right.
Yeah. Right? Looking at another one? This is a heavy one? You think so, huh? What is it? Oh boy, this will come in handy.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's for charging up the batteries. Now we don't have to keep running to buy batteries every day. Isn't that a good idea? Well, why don't we hang on to it and we'll open up some more presents. There's that reindeer again. So do you want to open one of these? Here's another. I don't know. Somebody knew what we needed.
All right. More stuff.
So we can make more light bright. We can do light bright now, can't we?
Maybe bring it to Alex. Bring it to Addie, honey.
Look at this.
Maybe help it.
This is a big one. Oh. I don't know.
All right. What's it? Open, Lainey. Can you show Allie? Alex, I think Daddy will like that. Look what Lainey opened. A little pool and a turtle for your house.
To go with the house you got.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's a make-a-meal with Play-Doh. Like that?
People here with cameras. Media is here. We're at the home of Bill and Lynn Fogle in Champlain, where Alex and Lainey are opening early Christmas presents from Santa. Santa delivered them here at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 1:45, a little early. And he came with his reindeer. There's the reindeer. Lots of toys from friends and relatives, co-workers.
Oh, God. They just keep coming, don't they?
Santa's emptying his bag here. This is Bob Van with the camera and the mic.
You're gonna go bring the garbage to Lola?
See what it is.
Another
one. Now you and Lainey Bump can share.
Bring it. Lainey, here, finish this one, Alex, okay? Because Lainey started that one, honey.
Lainey, what are you doing? gang song?
Baby, can you bring that to Alex?
Can you give that to Alex?
Bring it to Alex, honey.
Oh, good girl. You too, Marlena. Gonna try this side? Yeah, that's a good one. This fun. You doing this? Tape player?
Again?
We got a tape player to play the tape.
And me too?
Yeah?
Laney too?
Laney too, yeah. Here. Yeah.
There. It says
Look,
words.
you're crying.
Yes, it does say words. There you go. You can bring another one over, Laney? Come on. Oh, good girl.
Sister Elaine helping Alex with the packages, giving them to his
Help
lap,
out. Pull.
where he can open.
Pull. Yeah, girl. Get this stuff.
Can Mommy have the garbage?
Now you have the little swings to go with
Thank
it.
you, sweetheart.
More for your house, huh?
Ooh.
See, you got all these now.
Okay.
This one and this one and this
Now.
one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Hold on.
You get a picture of his hand now.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, wow.
Locomotive. A train, just like your train. Well, you got a big one, huh? Okay. Where you going? Gotta get the bone, huh?
I mean, you can bring it to Mommy, okay? I like this guy.
He's the guy with the presents, right, Elaine? Another one? You got some more? We can make all the pictures
Oh,
now.
good. Now when we start a picture, we can finish, huh? You just this one, Lainey. Aunt Laura.
Oh, she knows who the garbage lady is.
Okay, we've lost our helper, I think. Samantha, you'll have to be close.
Okay.
It's right in his face. Good night, baby.
It's not very often you have Santa and his reindeer
Honey,
coming
no,
right out
let
in your
Alex do it.
driveway and
Oh,
help you
Alex,
open your
look
gifts.
at that.
Look at
But
this.
Santa is remaining on today and helping
It's a tape, and who is
Alex to open his gifts. November 2nd,
it?
The turtle. Ninja
1990.
turtles. Take it down.
Yeah. Turn it over.
We're located in what's known as French Village. We're on Moore Street, the home of the Hogels. But today, North Pole is here. Santa,
Happy meal.
his reindeer,
Okay, Mommy.
and Alex, Laney, Lynn, and Bill Hogel. And close friends and relatives surrounding
Lots of
this
garbage.
grand opening of Christmas presents for little 3.5-year-old Alex Hogel.
Yeah, well, we'll put another garbage bag in it. You don't have to worry.
That other one's full too, Alex.
Okay, just shove it down. You want to pack it down?
Step in it. Okay.
You want to stay in it? He said he wants to stay in there.
Oh, another piece of paper? Thank you, Marlena. Oh, are you in a garbage over by you? Thank you, Marlena.
You like it?
All right. Anything on the beach or what? Oh, he's gonna bring that too. Thank you, Alex. There, I got it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, bring this. You want to bring this garbage over to Laura? Okay, and I'll go. Lady, leave it here next to Daddy.
Come on over here, baby.
Bring it, Laura. Thank you. You want to get up there too? Guess we moved the party. Marlena, what are you doing?
I'm blind on this.
Alex, who's helping you? Who is that guy, Alex?
Turtle cookies. I get to munch on those for a while.
Hold on.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Oh boy.
Turtles.
Mommy's right here, honey. You back far enough to
Bunny ears. Bunny, bunny. A turtle talking.
Thank you.
Ooh, another turtle thing.
There goes.
Turtle bush.
Oh, that's
Go through the slime now. Go through the sewer water.
What?
Through the sewer water out.
You want James to help you, honey?
Yeah.
You want to put it on James' lap and James can help you? All done. All done? Yeah. No. You want this piece? I'll leave it.
It's another small one.
Yeah. Where are you going? You just be careful up there, buddy. Okay, don't slide off. Okay. You find a baby.
Mommy's coming. Mommy.
Well, honey.
I got it.
What?
Your present.
What?
Baby.
Show Mommy your baby. Show me baby. Which little green thing, honey? Maybe the cookies. Let me see.
The cookies, I think. The cookies?
No, that's for me.
That's what it means.
Yeah. You want some cookies? Want cookies or this? This is cookies.
Alex, here's a present.
Yeah. Oh, I love you, Bee. Okay, James, put it over here. Look at that.
He's getting a little tired of opening gifts. If you can believe you get tired of opening gifts. Alex has been up to Plattsburgh this morning early.
Careful, honey. And turtle, chocolate chip.
And
I said chocolate chop.
you can see it's 2:04 p.m.
Daddy, hello.
on this November 2nd. The sun is shining. Temperatures in the middle 50s.
No, but
Pleasant
we're green.
afternoon here at the
Can you hold that? That's who
home of the
Alex was
Fogels
calling.
on Moore Street.
Don Tello. Rich Alex, you want to put the cookies in here?
Yeah, the turtle. Turtle.
That's the transportation that brought all these gifts today, right there. Came into Champlain, New York, and now he's tired and he's hungry and he's eating some of the Champlain grass.
You can open that, honey. Mommy, take a baby, okay? Oh, you're kissing baby? Alex, you want to get down and help? I can take, you want me to take it down?
That's little 3.5-year-old Alex Fogel.
Here you go. You want James to get down and help you too?
Oh, I love my body. I love my body.
And the most important man of the day, right there. He delivered these presents.
Look at that. The Santa upside down.
Oh my, look at this.
That's you. I think that's you. I think it's
On his own.
What did he say?
It sounded like he said, I think that's you.
Alex, who's under those wrappers?
Doing.
Here's another cookie. You want to get that cookie there?
Now the Santa in the skies, but upside down.
Finish this one, Alex?
Inside the package is a replica
You want
of
Santa
the
to
man
put it
who
up on the
brought
car
the
so you can
gifts,
finish opening it?
Santa. And he's wondering why he's in the box when he's standing
You
right
can
next to
stand
him.
up. Here, you can do it like this, honey. It'll lay down.
Not sure he likes the idea of Santa in the
No,
box.
not up there. Right here.
Everybody pull.
Okay, why don't you just come?
Everybody pull.
Cookie time.
What would you like, Santa?
That's a cookie.
You want me to do it?
Let's set it open Santa's basket for him. Replica of Santa Claus. His own Santa Claus.
Who is that?
Glasses on? Who see that has glasses on? His eyes can.
So you can see the bad little boys and the good little boys all at the same time. That's why.
Yes, it can. I just put that on.
Right, Alex has seen it all year
You
round.
know what? And we're going to start decorating this evening, right? We'll plug this in. Be the first decoration.
Wow.
Another big package for Alex to start to open. Right now the cookie is a little bit more important to him than the presents. Likes that cookie.
Yep, it's a turtle. I know it. It's a turtle. I know it. Yep, it's a turtle. Where is that?
If you're in the northern tier and you don't know who Alex Fogel is, you're behind the times. You see his picture in the post office and around many establishments in the community. And we're very glad to be here today
You want that one?
to see Alex greet Santa Claus and his reindeer. And Eleni,
Like that, honey.
Yeah.
You want to
now
get
he
down
wants to
here?
get down on the ground.
Okay.
He's gone by himself. He'll want to do that again.
You're back up.
Where are you going, Alex? Gotta go sit down again?
What do you want to do?
You want to open it?
Bring it over. Alex, over here.
Are you gonna take your turn?
He's over looking at his paper. Remind you, we're in Champlain, New York. We're on Moore Street. Friends and neighbors and relatives of the Hogels are here
Oh, good girl.
on this Friday afternoon,
What? No.
November the 2nd.
Once she starts, she doesn't stop.
Uh-oh, she's gonna help. Lady wants to feed Santa. Turtle cookies is what they're doing.
Sorry if you play golf. You want to get down? Okay, let's.
Alex has decided to take a rest from his strenuous present opening and play a little golf.
Lady, those don't go in the same box, honey. Yeah.
Sight you don't see very often. Santa and his reindeer in Champlain. Particularly so early in the afternoon. Santa's looking good. He's been on a diet. He's been up at North Pole packaging up all the presents to bring to all the good little boys and girls in just a little under 60 days. Now about 50 days left. About 55 days left till Christmas. Less than about 50 shopping days, I guess. And Santa's tired. He usually takes naps in the afternoon, and he's up all night. He's a night worker. But he gave up on his nap this afternoon so he could come and see little Alex Hogel and Melanie Hogel here in, of course, then he's in modern transportation today in his truck because the rest of the reindeers are all resting for their long trip in the end of December. Even the big kids come and see Santa's reindeer. Well, they brought some cookies for the reindeer too. Don't forget, little boys and girls, when Santa comes at Christmas, that you leave something for the reindeer. Let's see what he's feeding this reindeer. You can leave the same kind. Look like grain crackers. It sure looks like he likes them. Large contingent of people here to welcome Santa Claus and the reindeers and Alex. Alex is over swinging. He's all wound up and now he's going to unwind. What you call unwinding at the Hogel home? You lay across that swing and you just... Now he's going to wind himself up again. Now his dad, Bill, doesn't unwind quite as easily. He's winding up. He lifts the feet up and then unwinds and hits his head a couple times. Box. The presents are opened and back to the old sand and the shovels and old standby sand in the sandbox. The turtle sandbox. Turtle has flipped his cover, as you'll see. Making patty cakes now, pancakes or whatever. Santa and reindeer and helper are here. Packages are just about all finished now. You ever see a reindeer up real close? Let's watch him blink his eyes right there. Look at this. Close and personal Santa Claus.
Yes, yes. I'm surprised
There's some cookies in the cup.
From the North Pole.
You want to feed it?
And it's like Santa's out to get more feed. Here's some more. That's what the reindeer eats right there.
You did, huh?
See if we can get Santa over here to say something to us.
Well, you come with me and then I'll bring you back. Lady's gonna come. Annie's gonna come too. Then if we get around on that side, you'll be able to get it.
Because somebody went over.
Okay, go right ahead.
You don't want your hat? Okay. So that they can get just that much in there.
Reindeer is getting fed by the
3 minutes. There you go.
3 children. The lady wants to get right up close and said, here's something for the reindeer.
Okay, Alex, stand up and give it. It's your turn.
There. Back up, Laney. Andy, can Laney have that, please? There you go. You're welcome.
You're going to feed him again, Alex?
Lots of fun. Whoops. Watch those
You can go back now.
horns.
Girlie.
He's chewing, Alex.
Andy?
He's got a mouthful.
Watch your fingers, Laney.
Good girl.
No, Alex, do that one,
Allie.
honey.
That's Allie.
We got a whole box of them waiting.
There's a whole box, Peanut, okay? Let Alex take his turn.
You don't get a chance to feed a reindeer every day.
You want one more?
But it's a special day on Moore Street in Champlain.
I think
Yeah,
he's going to give another one.
another one.
Reindeer is here.
We're gonna have to tell Santa thank you for that, huh? No.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Alex, more cookies for reindeer. He's going to produce a Ninja Turtle.
Maybe Santa Claus could tell us which reindeer this is.
This is Rudolph.
That is Rudolph, huh? You left his red nose at home. He doesn't use it during the day?
No, sir.
Yes. How are things working towards Christmas this year, Santa?
Very busy right at this
Very,
time
very
of year.
busy. It was great you could get away like this to come here for this short time.
Well, we try our best.
Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Special day in Champlain. And as you just heard, kids out there, that Santa's very, very busy. He's got less than 60 days now to get all those orders ready. Whoops. Of course, Rudolph, the very best known reindeer in the whole package. Oh. And
Cookies.
Alex is going to try to feed the deer one more time. Reindeer, yes. I think the best part of this right here is being that reindeer. Getting fed all kinds of items here.
He won't want to eat for a couple of days.
No, he's getting fed a lot.
Lady, lady. You're okay. You're okay.
Gotta watch our horns. I don't know if it hit with the horns it's the side of the head or... Alex is just feeding that reindeer like everything. Rudolph's enjoying this trip. He doesn't usually stop this long in any one place. When he's traveling, they have to keep moving. But because it's not quite ready for Christmas anywhere yet, all his fellow reindeers are back getting their... Gotta watch those horns. They're out straight ahead of them.
And you won't bite my ear.
Bites your ear.
He won't bite my finger.
He wants to bite his finger, he said.
No, that was she had done that.
Two of our little visitors are here to also feed Rudolph. I think Alex been rejuvenated. He wants to help feed Rudolph again. One camera being put away.
Go back to work.
Yeah.
Oh,